I have 3 images here, all different sizes and aspect ratios, but I want these images to all be squares. Can I do that in Divi 5? Well, we couldn't until now. We have a brand new feature, and this feature is really awesome. It changes the way we work with images in Divi 5. All right, let me show you how it works. So I want to come over here to the first image. Now I want this image to be a square. So I'm going to select it, come over here to design, and we need to go to sizing. This is where the feature is. So over here, you want to scroll all the way down until you find aspect ratio. And this is where you add your aspect ratio. Now you can add pretty much any aspect ratio you want. So let's start off with 1:1 because that's a square. So I'm going to put my 1 in here, add another 1 in here, and hit enter. And right away we get a square. Now let's move on to this one here as well, because of course we want a design which is, which is consistent. So I'm going to select my image again, come all the way down here to aspect ratio, add 1:1. Hit enter. Now we have a problem. Do you see that the image is stretched? Well, we're going to come back to that issue in a moment. Now let's move on to the third one. And again, I'm going to add my 1:1. Hit enter. And now I have all squares. But as you can see, all these images are stretched. They don't look great. Now, before I show you how to fix this, I want to talk about a course that will change how you design with Divi 5 forever. I have the Divi 5 Mastery course. Now, if you've been using Divi for quite a while now, you know that Divi 4 and Divi 5 are totally different. Divi 5 has been built from the ground up, and it has its own workflow, and it has a ton of new features. Now, if you're someone that wants to start working with Divi 5, you may find this overwhelming and sometimes even confusing. This course takes away all of that. I show you exactly how to use Divi 5, where the features are, and how to implement them. So as you can see, there's 1,481 students. It's a very popular course, and a lot of students are taking this. And the cool thing about this course is only $37. If you purchase this now, as I'm adding more lessons, you don't need to pay extra. As you can see right now, we have a brand new feature. This feature will be added onto the course at no extra cost. $37, link to that will be in the video description below. Go ahead and check it out. All right. So we say that our images are stretched. There's a new feature. And if we scroll down here and go to framing, we notice that we have this object fill. Okay. So here is where things get really exciting. At the moment, object fit. At the moment, we have fill. We can go in and set this to contain. We can set this to cover. And you can see that cover here has fixed our stretchy image. Now, what I really like about this feature is if I drag this item here, I can start framing my image. So now this guy is in frame. Isn't that cool? Let's move on to the next one. I'm going to come over here. Same thing. I'm going to change my object fit to cover. And now she is not stretched. So I can again use this item here to frame my image. You can see here I can move left and right. Now, because this image here does not have much headroom, I can't really go up and down because this image here was not that great in terms of headroom. Now let's move on to the first one. And again, you can see that it is stretched. I'm going to come in here, set this to cover, and now it's looking great. So you can use the rule of thirds as well for your images. So I'm going to show more of the land, less of the sky. So that's roughly the rule of thirds. Okay, 1/3 sky, 2/3 land, or I can do the opposite. I can do more sky and less land. So whichever one works, but I'm going to go with, I prefer this. Okay, so you can see here that this is a really cool feature. I really love this. All right, so we've tried this on normal images. Let's see if this is going to work on other modules, like for example, the blurb, which also has an option to have images. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go in and add 3 columns, and I want to add my blurb. So with my blurb here, I'm going to add an image by coming over here, and then I'm going to go in and choose my image. So I'm going to start off with this one here and then upload image. And again, I want these images to be different. So I'm duplicate that, duplicate it again, and drag it over. All right, so now let's change our images in here. So I'm going to start off with this one. We're going to go in, add this guy over here, and then I'm going to come to this one here, and I am going to add the lady. Okay, so again, you can see that we have different image sizes. So this is the time where you really need to pay attention. Chances are you are going to look at this and say, oh, I can just go over here to design, and then I'm going to go to sizing, and then straight away I'm going to go to aspect ratio. Now let's add 1:1. You hit enter. Nothing happens. Now, this part here is very, very important because you really need to be aware of where you are as you're designing. And this is why I say Divi 5 has a lot of features, and you have to really pay attention because you're going to be frustrated if you do the wrong thing. So let's undo this because this is not where we go in and do our aspect ratio. So I'm just going to close that. Okay. So what we need to do now, since we're working with images, so we need to go to image and icon, which is right here. So I'm going to click once. So first of all, I'm going to see in my toggle options here if my sizing is selected, and sure enough it is. So that's pretty cool. Now I'm going to come over here to sizing. When I scroll down, this is where you notice that we have our aspect ratio. So I'm going to add 1:1. Hit enter, and you can see that my image now has turned into a square, right? Which is really, really cool. But you don't have to only do 1:1. You can do, let's say 4:3. Okay. You can do 4:3. Okay. You can also do 4:8. But then again, you see it gets stretched big time. So when you are in this situation now, you go to your framing, and we want to change our framing here to cover. And now look how beautiful this is. You see that? That is really, really nice. And then you can obviously move around and make sure that you have your positioning right. So when it comes to the actual sizing, you can go in and add whatever aspect ratio you want. So let's keep it at, okay, let's do something different. Let's do 4:3. Okay, how about that? Let's do the same thing over here. I'm going to set this to, in fact, you know what? We don't want to keep doing 4:3, 4:3, 4:3. Let's create a preset here. So I'm going to come over here, new preset from current styles. So we're going to call it 4:3. And let's save this. Right, so let's see if this is going to work. So now when I come to this image here, we're going to come to our aspect ratio, 4:3, boom, and it works. Come over here to this image. Let's do another one. Oops, I chose the wrong one. We need to go to image and icon. Okay, let's save this and refresh. It could be that it's missing that. So let's go ahead and select this one more time and go to image and icon. Oh, you know what? I did that mistake again. We need to go into sizing, 4:3, boom. And it's fine now. But we also need to go in and fix the framing. So I'm going to come in here, set this to cover, and then I'm just going to go in and reframe this. Make sure that the same thing is here, go to cover, and then I'm going to reframe it like that. Yeah, I think it's better this way. Do you see how really cool this is? So this means we have the framing, we have the aspect ratio pretty much on any module that has an image. And this is really, really powerful. Now, what you also need to remember is when you do your aspect ratios, it doesn't have to be, 1:1, 4:3. You can do all sorts of them. I'm going to come in here. Let's try another one. I'm going to go into my sizing here. And let's say you want to do a 16:9. I think this one here is quite popular. 16:9. Hit enter. There we go. We have a 16:9. And if I need to make some adjustments here in regards to the framing, I can go in and frame it the way I want. But as you can see, we got our 16:9 and it is working really cool. So I'm just going to bring it back here to 1:1, hit enter, and all my images are pretty much the same. So this feature here, I really like it because we can further go in and customize this to its own preset over here. But within this preset, you can also go inside and also define the presets of pretty much your aspect ratio, whatever it is. And this just makes the designing of your websites more consistent and much, much easier to use. I mean, if you're brand new to Divi, I'll leave a link to Elegant Themes website where you can purchase Divi. And if you purchase Divi, especially the lifetime license, I will give you access to the course absolutely free. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments box below. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one. Take care.